Yeah.
No. The third one. I guess that's.
I don't know, recording or join the Zoom, but they should be on.
Bill Lee dance.
So you see those Dodgers?
Well,
That's shades of Gibson.
what an incredible finish.
My neighbor,
Man, that was
something.
That was so cool.
That was incredible.
Robert.
That was incredible.
Robert and I screamed so loud that I was surprised the sheriff didn't show up because the neighbors called the police.
Well, you don't do that.
We both just
I know,
screamed.
it was like, yes.
Well, when that Tommy flied out, I said, so, that's what I thought. I
Yeah,
thought,
yeah.
I thought,
Nope.
a one pitch. We were both, the guy comes in the end, he throws.
Man, that was awesome.
That was incredible.
But it was, I mean, it was the first day
we need a
of the
flag.
series. It was the first series, it was the first game of the series when Gibson did it.
And somebody's
Same
saying,
thing.
and they're trying to verify, because, is this just somebody making it up? But I heard this morning that both happened at exactly 8:37.
Oh, I don't know.
And a lot of people questioned that.
I don't think so. I remember Gibson, we were in Vegas, and it could have been
That was 88, right?
87, 88.
Against Eckerson. Oakland A's, right?
Well, I absolutely hate the Yankees. So
Yankees was 81.
so I'm a Dodger,
No, it was the
I'm for the Dodgers.
I think it was Eckersley that he did.
It was amazing back then. They threw complete game.
I know.
What's changed?
Well, you look at here, unfortunately, Valenzuela.
This is a great crowd.
This
It
week,
may be
but we had
At least they're here.
many.
I was looking at his first 8 starts.
Valenzuela.
First 8 starts, 6 shutouts.
It was amazing. I remember when I kind of remember, but it was really here.
Okay.
Ready?
If you want to turn your mics, you should be ready to go. Or for you.
Do we have like
Is Carmen zooming in?
Yeah,
You haven't come in yet?
yeah, nobody waiting.
Dennis is just waiting for my call. If it was back out.
I like the size of that.
That's what she likes to do.
Hello. Okay, you're there? Okay.
I didn't grab the gavel, so I thought I'd do that.
It worked.
All right, like to call the meeting to order. It is 13:32. If everybody could please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
That's 132
The
for
flag
civilians.
is behind you. Flags in the back of the room. All right, ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thanks, Eric.
I know,
All right, I would like to thank all of you for coming. I can't believe there's this many people that don't have anything better to do on a Saturday when our bar is closed.
the Dodgers game's not till later.
That's right.
Exactly.
The golf course is closed.
Amazing.
All right, so I believe, do we have Karen yet?
Thank you, sir.
No,
All right, so we have, Karen hasn't zoomed in yet. We have Dennis Perry on the phone. We also have, Brian Brook on the phone.
I'm here.
If I'm saying we have-
Oh, she said she was gonna call it.
Yes, she did.
So
Right.
You could do the, you could do the approval of board minutes.
Gee, thanks. All right, approval board, meeting minutes. I'd like to make a motion to approve the MLCC Board of Directors session minutes from August 31st, 2024.
second.
All those in favor?
I,
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, those passed. I'd like to make a motion to approve the MLCC Special Board of Directors meeting on September 30th, 2024.
second
Any,
discussion.
anyway. All those in favor, there we go, that's where I was trying to get to.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that'll pass. All right, in its executive session held on October 22nd, 2024, the Board of Directors of Mission Lakes Country Club, Inc. hereby authorizes Gralnick and Gilliland LLP as our attorney and agent to execute and record a notice of default and invoice the association for the recording and mailing costs against APN number 661-113-003, APN number 661-122-029, and APN number 661-260-016. So that make a motion to read that, pronounce it for that. All right, let's move on to member comments. I have a couple of cards here. So the first comment card I have, members who don't play golf have family members who do. Why don't we get the member price for our golf guests? We pay HOA dues too. Nobody say who wrote it?
What's that?
Nobody say who wrote it?
Oh, no, you don't have to, I don't.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for the comment.
No.
And I have a card here from Jack Peterson. He would like to address the board of directors.
Please.
Do that.
Turn. Want me to put it closer? You guys can't hear me?
Testing 1, 2.
You can't hear me?
Didn't hear the first part of that, but that's okay.
You want to sit closer?
Hey, before I start though, could I ask, I didn't hear the answer to that question.
There was no answer. It was just her comment.
Okay. But my understanding is everyone that's a member would get family guest rates.
No, they don't.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
I don't know.
You guys will look at it later?
That's it.
Okay, thanks. Well, I appreciate the opportunity to address the board, members that are here and the people on Facebook. I just want to go a little bit on budget process quickly. You've got some things you're going to approve. We're rounding up on that. And to give an idea of the management, FCC, which is your finance committee, has followed a process we started about 4 years ago. So this is ongoing. It's been tuned up. It's working very good. This process has resulted in proposals from the managers for their budgets to be pretty tight, which means there's not a lot of room for moving line items around, down or up, because they don't have to go up. I wanted to go down at the wrong, so there's not a lot of room. So mainly its expenses are set, utilities, taxes, all the things you're used to are untouchable. There's very little for us to deal with other than income. So I'm hoping the members realize that our dues are set by the things that we can do to the budget, but they're not set by income we do not get, which I call passive income. So we really need to start thinking as a club and as members, how do we help that passive income as we go forward? Overall, the club finances are good and healthy, which is a great thing. The numbers are very nice, very good. And we hope the membership appreciates the effort of the managers for what they're doing. It's not very easy to come in with zero-based budgeting, but like I said, it's been narrowed to a point where there's not a lot of discussion on how comes linens cost X, because linens are pretty tight to forecast. And that's the big thing. If a budget is supposed to forecast, you've done the best you can going forward. You just hope the price doesn't increase during the year. So anyway, I appreciate that. Just wanted to give an overview of what our budget process has done. And I think the good work the managers and the FCC has done for the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack.
I got something from somebody on my text before I came up here.
Okay, go ahead.
I was asked to remind everybody that the ladies luncheon, the first one of the season is coming up. It's November 13th. It'll be at the club and you'll see invitations soon.
Thank you, Sue. Anyway, hey, thank you, Jack. I agree with you. I appreciate the work that our managers and all of you guys on the finance committee are doing. All right, general managers report.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I know we talk pretty loud, but here we go. I didn't have a lot of time to present this for the agenda, but I would like to ask the board to change the board meeting on November 23rd and move it up a week to November 16th at 1:30 p.m. That's the prior Saturday. So we have enough time to produce the annual packet to the members that needs to be mailed out by November 30th. If we have this meeting on the 23rd, we may have to have a special board meeting to approve the budget and all that to get paperwork going. But if we could just move it up to the 16th, that would work.
I'd like to move
I'll
that
wait.
we change the next month's board of directors meeting from the 23rd to the 16th. Second.
All right, we have a second, Greg seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right,
Dennis, you seconded.
and the, board of directors meeting will be moved to the 16th.
Okay, moving over to the general manager report, I'm gonna give you a couple months worth of financials. For the month of August, we were 12,786 over budget. 16,333 over budget on expenses and 3,547 better than budget on revenues. We had some items that popped up that were unexpected and reclassified on 2 employees with workman's comp. But other than that, that set us back about 7,000 of that 16,000. So, not a bad month altogether. Food and beverage was 8,747 better than budget. Golf shop was better than budget by 6,766. General G&A was over budget by 15,674. Golf maintenance was over budget by 6,843. Clubhouse over budget by $191. Mission Lakes Inn was over budget by 4,317. Revenues were way down that month, $3,863 in the end. And pool and rec was $1,275 over budget. At the end of August, we spent $45,353 in the reserves. And at the end of the month, we had $3,547,845. For September, we were over budget by $8,000. Revenues were down for the month by $25,000. And expenses were better than budget by $17,000. Food and beverage was over budget by $9,943. Golf shop was better than budget by $17,627. Missing a director of golf in there, that helped out a little bit. G&A better than budget by $5,044. Golf course maintenance was over budget by $13,735. A little bit of that was timing on that. Clubhouse was over budget by $2,948. The inn was over budget by $6,248, and pool and rec was better than budget by $1,643. Reserves spent in September, we spent $34,754, and at the end of the month, we had $3,636,510 in that account. Food and beverage for November and part of October. Just a reminder, we have trunk or treat on Thursday, October 31st, looking for a little bit, for a few more volunteers and definitely candy. November 1st, golf shop open house at 3 p.m. with wine and cheese platters free to the community. We'll have sodas too. We'll also have rooms 5 and 6 open, like an open house there, so we can take a look at the updates at the end. And then 5 p.m., the opening night party starts. And we are on a waiting list now. I think we're up to 160 something people. November 7th, having a homecoming dance here. It's open to everybody who wants to come up. We have a live band that night. And then we have bingo on the 14th and 21st, karaoke on the 22nd. And I guess I should have brought up that we are having dining starting on the 2nd of November, Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights for dinner. The grill should be open by Monday. The sandwich should be open by Monday. That's our plan of attack. We just got the floors done in the kitchen. They're moving in today. And the sandwich should be open by Monday. And we'll have Monday Night Football throughout the month as well.
Oh, extra days.
I do have Thanksgiving on here too as well. Yeah, we have our Thanksgiving buffet. They have one seating from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So for the comic cards, we have 2 months worth, so I'll go through those. Great service and entrees. Excellent fish taco salad. The food steak was gross. The U-Haul truck parked on Clubhouse Boulevard has been there 5 days. It's a hazard for cars. People walking and golf carts crossing on Clubhouse Boulevard. So some of these were like back in August too. Pecan pie is completely different than the pecan coffee cake or crumble. Please rename it. I went home and to have pecan pie and was surprised. Please bring back the regular carrot cake. Put regular carrot cake back on the menu.
I'll second that.
A fruit pie would be great. A+ service. Friday the 13th perhaps is why I tried 3 times to love the prime rib, cooked medium rare 3 times, it came out well done. Waitress was my witness, but service was great. Audie's the very best at bingo, don't change a thing. Very good service by all attendants, food was served hot and was plentiful. Please have bingo in October. Another excellent meal, roasted beef salad, superb. Roasted beef salad, superb.
Big difference.
Yes. Food and service was great, thank you. The chicken cordon bleu was excellent, we love it, it should stay on the menu. It would be great if bingo could go back to 4 to 5:30 p.m. Why have the pool lights been changed? The new ones look naked, they need a shade. Also, why black, no black at the pool? Those have been changed back since then. Testing somehow. We would like to see bingo starting at 4 p.m. Excellent price fixed menu. Tried the vegan cauliflower ceviche, which was a surprise and delicious. Entree was fabulous, and the peach cobbler was scrumptious. A twist on the normal dish. I noticed the lamp posts around the pool have different lamps on them. I personally like the look of the old ones. Please return. We had a wonderful dinner. We had a wonderful dinner upstairs. Lunch was delicious, service was good, but it took a long time to get food. Why is the paper so cheap for comment cards? Elmer and Don are always pleasant, really takes way too long to get lunch. Only one other party upstairs, and they already had their food. The course is closed, so how many could be ordering at the sandwich at this time? Food was good though. Dear MLCC, we had a wonderful dinner. Mr. Hank and Michael were superb. I'd like to highly recommend Ellen and Billy's classes at the Mission Lakes Country Club. They are great. They are a great team and dedicated, giving wonderful water yoga and chair yoga experience. Ellen is an inspiring yoga instructor for every level and helpful too. Billy's music is a real joy. I moved here in March of 2024. They made me feel at home. They're a real asset to our community. Kudos to Luz and Elmer, and the whole staff for a great Monday Night Football. They had a full house with limited kitchen and short staff. They did a great job. Michael is our waiter, and he is also doing an excellent job, even though he's a new servant. I'm writing to Eric, where is the AC in the exercise room? It's very hot when we exercise. Luz and staff had been great for Monday Night Football ready. Things are all over the place and they all did a super job fixing it up. Hats off to Luz and staff for getting Monday Night Football ready. Everything is so unorganized and they did a great job. And those are our comments for the month,
Wow.
or 2 months.
All right.
2 months.
Thank you, Eric. All right, committee reports, ACC Committee, Kent Carlson.
Well, there's a motion.
What?
There's a motion.
Can you hear it?
No.
One second.
We're gonna go through the motions first?
Yeah.
I move to approve Garrett Trevino as a voting member
Can you hear me now?
of the ACC
Hey, you wanna use the
committee
microphone?
and Karen Peterson as
So-
a non-voting
So you
member.
wanna use the microphone?
Oh, sorry.
They do want to opposite that. They want to.
Separate.
Works, yeah, they want the other one down, voting on the other one.
Oh, I move to approve Garrett Trevino as a non-voting member of the ACC committee and Karen Peterson as a voting member of the ACC committee.
It's backwards.
Yeah, backwards,
Okay.
No, we can do it on the same, but I need a second.
Second.
Okay, we have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations. Congratulations. Welcome to the committee.
So, can I have, Garrett and Karen stand up so everybody know who you are?
Hey, so what I was laughing
Thank you for
about
joining our
was,
committee.
Ken, what I was laughing about was Jack Peterson was opposing his wife being on the committee.
You're in trouble, Dan.
It's always in trouble. The report, discussing putting out a survey regarding empty lots that could be a requirement to build within a certain time span. We're still working on it. We're gonna put the survey out. Yeah. Well, we're HOA app that we use, HOA Life. We're gonna have a training session coming up in November. I'll try to have it done here in October, but it didn't happen. And then we will have more of our committee members present for the training. And basically improve what we're doing, keeping track. We also have, Eric is gonna lend us a couple of the staff to do a pilot program. You have one person to validation. So we get more consistent update on violation, instead of having 9 different people doing different areas, okay? So that's you're gonna, how long is trial gonna be here?
Well, we're gonna roll with it.
Okay. But anyway, that's in the works. And then basically utilizing our app more efficiently and see all the features it actually has. We only use a few of them right now. And then the staff will actually use it, and our office will use it to keep track on everything on violations and building application, everything else that comes across our committee. And then have give access to all the members to see what's going on within our community. That's it for now.
All right, thank you, Ken. Condo Association, do we have anybody here from that?
No, but I have a
Car number,
report, but I forgot my phone.
Steve, car number signing.
No.
No, okay.
Karen sent me a text. Basically, the laundry room is up and running. Everything is running good. They got a new landscape contractor to take over the landscaping down there. And the last thing is they've got their office set up for a substation for the sheriff's department, and that's up and running. And so they've been here to take a look at it. They have the keys to get in, so they have an opportunity to use that. So that's up and running.
Cool, good news. All right, Finance and Credit Committee, Steve, you wanna take that?
Yeah, quick question for Sue. When was the ladies luncheon?
November 13th.
That's on a Wednesday.
Yes, it's always on a Wednesday.
When does it end?
Usually June is the last
No,
one.
no, I mean time, the day.
Oh, at 11:30 to like 1:30.
That's
I
Men's
know
Day.
there's a meeting.
Okay, the reason I bring that up is because of the change 1 week earlier on the board meeting, we'll be moving the Finance and Credit Committee meeting to Wednesday, November 13th, 1 week earlier, and I cleared that with David that he can get it done in time. Because we obviously need to have a finance meeting before a board meeting, so.
That's why I'm not going to the luncheon.
All right, so the budget committee did finish up its recommendation to the board, so the board now has for their approval at the next November meeting, they have a month to review what the budget work did, and as Jack pointed out, the budget process was kind of embarrassingly easy. We met several times, basically looking at David and managers and Eric's work, going, this is a really well done job. And it would always be insulting for us, like Jack said, to look over the price of lemons and stuff. I've been in budget sessions where we literally spent, 7,500 line items, and we spent an hour on each one, arguing about if there's another source and another vendor, and are different colors cheaper than other colors. And I mean, it just gets into a level of minutia. Why do we have managers? And the club right now at a management level is really running in top shape. So as I've said now for a year or two, I think revenue is where we need to push the focus. We need to get more butts and seats for F&B operations. And that's being done. There's different programs being done to do that, to get neighboring communities into the restaurant, to figure out ways of leveraging F&B. on our other operations and it bring in more golf course play and whatever we can do to raise revenue, because that's the low hanging fruit now. It's not out of control spending. So, can I give away what the budget number is looking at for a dues increase? Is that gonna freak everybody out? Well, Brian's out of state, so Brian thinks it's a good time. The recommendation to the board is a $37 a month increase in dues, which is an 8.6% increase. And I remind everybody that there was no increase last year, so dues here have gone up, will have gone up 8.6% across 2 years. And I think given the environment, given inflation, especially with the kind of costs that we have, we are centered around electricity and water costs, labor costs, all those things have gone up much more than the so-called core inflation, which is really useless. Core inflation, as you probably know, doesn't include energy or food costs, which is ridiculous. So I'm a little bit, I feel it's largely my fault that we didn't have an increase last year, but I felt like we needed to do something to get back to the members with the ERC windfall we had and whatnot. And that makes the increase this year a little more painful because we didn't increase it last year. So instead of having, two $18 increases, we're having one $37 increase, but we've got a year of slide. So I know people complain about it, they always do. There'll be some who complain that it's not a big enough increase. So no matter what you do, it's going to get complaints. And I feel like the budget committee did their job. They tried to be transparent about it. They tried to be diligent about it. And I think it's a good result. And I'm assuming that the board will approve that next time. I'd like to make a motion to approve checks over 1,000 from operations and reserve accounts for August and September 2024.
Second.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the finance and credit reports for August and September 2024.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
And I'd like to make a motion to approve RFCA 863005 in the amount of $18,000. I'm sorry, we changed that, didn't we?
19, not to exceed, right?
No, we moved it up to 23,000.
Yeah, not to exceed $23,000 for a new driving range picker, including cage.
Second.
All right, any discussion?
Well, I'll just discuss a little bit. So we got 3 bids. You got your Yamaha's Easy Go and Club Car. And Club Car came in with everything built in and everything else for 22,000, just over 22,000. Yamaha was around 17,000 and Easy Go came in at with tax and license, which we didn't have tax on there, comes in at 19,100. So there is some savings there if we go to Easy Go. I did tell the finance committee, I did see this picker in action. It looks good. It looks like it'll be a great job. Our driving range is so easy and so flat that the ranges I saw these other pickers, remember all range pickers now are gonna be electric. There's nothing gas anymore. Under 50 miles or 50 horsepower is illegal here in California. So all lithium batteries and things like that. So Club Car is the king of the road. Easy Go, I would say in second place. Yamaha's not the best in the business. So we would be good with Easy Go, without a doubt, saving about $3,000.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion
It's
passes.
an eye for me too. Get caught reading the next RMCA. And we tabled last month because there were some questions brought up about our annual purchase irrigation clocks. If we have 52 clocks out on course, and every year we replace 3 of them as freshening our 18-year cycle on the irrigation clocks. Um. We sort of made a mistake at the time, it was 27. And there was some options out there. I guess I should make a motion before I discuss it, but anyway, there was some reasons why, we had some questions on it, so it got tabled. So now I'd like to go ahead and make the motion to approve RFCA 863205 in the amount of $26,134.37 from reserves to replace 3 irrigation plots.
Second.
All right, now do we want to have discussion?
Yeah, there is the possibility that we could get a better deal on this, in discussions with our superintendent Raphael. There may be, was it 5 used clocks that are,
No, they have about 20, so they have 20 used clocks that are less than 5 years old. That we could probably get all of them for about $10,000.
so that would be a better way to go.
Yeah.
By far, and it would have a bunch on the shelf wrapped up and ready to go too. So we're gonna approve it like we do every year on this one, but I'm hoping in the next month we can get a better option. Should we make that motion the amount of, should not to exceed?
Yeah, do we need to be that high for 26,000?
It's gotta be that high. It's actually come down from last year.
Yeah, because that's what the price of the 3 new would be if we have to go that way.
Did you make the motion?
Did you hear that, Brian?
Yeah, he made a motion. One of you, both of you guys seconded it.
We discussed.
We quartered it.
I have a question from Kent before I ask for the vote.
Yeah.
Question, what's the lifespan on the
It's an 18-year life cycle.
18 years?
Every 18 years, we entirely replace our unit.
Thank
So they do last a long time. And they're electronic parts out in the environment, so warranty is really not an issue because nobody's gonna warrant those.
All right, those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion will pass.
And last thing, we had a special meeting back in September, when I was in Florida dodging hurricanes. Where we approved a no increase in the food minimum, so the food minimum will stay the current $480 a year.
Thank you, Steve. All right, golf committee. I do not see Pat Hobbs here, so I guess I'll let you doing this.
Congratulations.
Thank you. All right, we've had some changes to the golf calendar. 2 that I'm gonna bring up right now. So I would like to make a motion to approve changes to the MGA member guest tournament from March 13th to 15th to March 12th to 14th of 2025.
Second.
All right, motion in a second. Do we have any discussion? All right, Jack, what's up?
Just a question, maybe the backstory on why changing it?
So,
Is there a reason?
so last year, so historically, the MGA member guest has been Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Last year, they went to Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Evidently, the committee and the MGA got together and decided they wanted to go back to Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I'm not opposed to it.
The issue with that, with having it on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is that we have the awards dinner Sunday, and they're allowed out of town guests. We have people flying back on Sunday and they miss the awards dinner.
You can maybe tell him what he said.
What?
Tell him what he said.
Yeah, so Brian said that the reason for going back to Thursday, Friday, Saturday is so there's a lot of out of town guests. They don't have to fly out late Sunday night. So they can have a Sunday or an early Sunday flight instead of going straight from the awards dinner to the airport.
The dates are wrong.
Maybe I'm looking at it, but I'm looking at the process of working being Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, you're correct, Karen. The dates are wrong.
Oh, are they on here?
Yeah.
So it is gonna be 13, 14, 15?
It has to be 13.
Okay,
Oh, now it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah,
Thank you.
which is the way it was for
Thank you,
40
Karen.
years.
We have a typo here. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
All right, that motion passes. All right, and now we have a motion to approve the change to the calendar for the Elks Tournament from April 28th of 2025 to April 19th of 2025.
Second.
Any discussion?
I got a discussion. I'm not on your board side there.
Okay, and I didn't double check the dates. I just hope that this is typed up right. So,
Saturday at 19th.
It's.
Okay.
19,
all right,
but that's not,
Is it later in the day? or-
no, it's still in the morning.
That's Easter week. That would be Easter weekend. That'd be the Saturday.
Changing from the 26th to the.
that's a Saturday of Easter.
It's a Saturday before Easter.
Awesome.
Why did they was supposed to change?
I don't have any idea. I think it had to do with punching the greens, right?
No, the reason is that last year, the tournament was on the board meeting day. 5 board members played in the tournament and could not go to the after tournament festivities. So I think that's one of the reasons that the board wants to be able to play in the tournament, enjoy the tournament.
I would just like to say that I have family coming out that weekend. I'm sure other members do also. It's that Saturday is a great day for us as guests to be able to have a family play on that day. So I just want to, put it at a podium.
Easter weekend. It's Easter weekend.
Is it Easter or is it?
It's Easter.
It's Saturday, Easter weekend.
Yes, it is.
Table it.
I was gonna say, go back to a motion to table this to go back to the Elks Tournament.
Well, the else is fine.
Okay.
I spoke to Julie Dawson and she was fine with changing to 19th. She just wants to get a date so they can start advertising.
Okay, look, I understand Karen's point.
Yeah.
She's worried about being able to play that day because we're gonna have a tournament. I mean, the motion's been made and it's been seconded, so
Why table it?
what do you think? Eric?
Comment on there. Yeah. no,
Past, there's been some members that have been upset about having the tournament this Saturday.
That it takes up time for other members that just want to play, but also I don't think the Elks has their after tournament festivities up here. They go to the Elks Club. So some members have been upset about, I'm just bringing it up, but some members have been upset about that and thought that they should have it during the week sometime. Just another thought. I mean, we've heard about that every year, so.
Thank you. All right, all those in favor? Any opposed? All right, that motion passes. The Elks Tournament will be moved to Saturday, April 19th. And that's all I have from the Golf Committee. So Greens Committee, Steve, Jack,
Jack Peterson's gonna talk first.
The last couple of months, the Green Committee basically has really been concentrated on overseeding more than anything else out of the golf course. This time of year, that's pretty typical, and turf recovery efforts. We know it was a brutal summer, we understand that, but this was one of the first year that Raphael used what's called Sapphire, which totally gets rid of the rye. Not only will that help Bermuda, but it also gives us as members the idea of, wow, how much grass is actually missing. Without a turf base, it's hard to have a good summer anyway, but it's also hard to not have the rye through the summer, which takes huge amount of water. So that's what we've been concentrating on. That's the way it's been. We also noticed some changes to the overseeding program we did. Some of those changes are results of lessons learned from the past few years of turf recovery and overseeding for the ground surrounds to try and save maintenance and water. Another one, or also is the look and feel of the course. We've had some pretty straight fairways without undulation, without giving players a distance look that looks different than maybe what we're used to. So we've added some, I'll call them contours and cuts this year that should give us some idea of some really nice looking holes as you play the course forward. The head professional and the and the general manager and the green committee went out in the 2 days and did 1 9 and then the other 9 and actually lined the fairways for them to cut. And they've cut them. They look pretty darn good. They've sprayed. You saw the notice about staying off the course. That means dogs. Dogs have feet. They'll get on there and they'll walk on the grass. It does kill the grass wherever they go. So it's not a super killer as much as a dormancy, but it actually hurts the rod if they go across it. So we appreciate you staying on that. But I'll give you an example of some of the changes we made. The area in between the trees of 1 and 9, 6 and 7, and 13 and 18 won't have the ground strip this year. We've taken away the ground surround there. So now we have a full playable course between those two. And Raphael has agreed to at least 2 cuts. We're hoping on those 3 holes, so we get 3. So you have your fairway, you have your first runoff, 1.5 inches, and then 1 3/4 in the middle of those trees. So that's one area. The other area is some expanding of the overseeding, where we had some mud and holes that showed up without the grass being there, just because parks would do the right thing, trying to stay on 90-degree rule, but they were in places where water would puddle. So I'll give you a quick example is out where we go out of hole number 1 on Pinehurst, from that fence of the Anderson's house, roughly down 3 or 4 homes. That's one area, plus some other areas where we were landing in ground surround, which actually helps the golfer get kind of a better lie than you do in ruts. But we expanded those a little bit, which I think is going to challenge the golfer a little more and give a better look at the course. The last one is that when I said fairways, contours, and cuts, I'm really hoping that you guys, you, the membership, and everybody that plays, or people that just look at it. You just go out on the parking lot and look at it. This is a nice looking course. It always has been. It's a jewel of the desert. Whether we have ground surround or not, really makes it popular. So I'm really happy with the way everything's gone and appreciate all the support from the board, the members, Raphael, and now Simon. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. All right, House Committee, Greg.
Judy is going to give the report today. Thank you, Judy.
The House committee met on September 4th and October 2nd. Usually things that you can't hear me?
Can now.
Okay, no problem. Exterior painting of the clubhouse and inn are in progress and should be completed by October 27th, 28th. The bar seating for Monday Night Football has been set up in the Lakes Room during club closure, and TV hookups for outside in the patio may be available. Deep cleaning of the club is in progress, and the bar taps will either be revamped or replaced. The bar has been sanded and refinished. Artwork in the dining room and entryway has been installed. The board of directors portrait wall and display case have also been installed. The inn redecorating project has been completed, and rooms 5 and 6, as he said earlier, will be available for viewing on November 1st during the opener. So you can go take a look at it. Patio table seats for 6 with umbrellas have been ordered for the outside patio area near the pool, and smaller 4-person seating tables are being ordered for the covered patio next to the building. Season opener scheduled for November 1st. The Pro Shop Wine and Cheese Party will be from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., along with viewing of the redecorating of the inn in rooms at 5 and 6. The season opener will feature a Halloween theme with costumes optional. The event will be held upstairs from 5 to 8:30. The activities will include live action appetizer stations featuring food from around the world with DJ music. The bar expansion survey has gone out so far, and we received approximately 230 responses. Results will be viewed and discussed at the next House Committee meeting. So if anybody would like to come and find out what we're talking about, they can. The larger dress code sign will be placed at the entry to inform members and guests prior to them using the dining room. The committee discussed ideas of designing areas of interest around the club for people to use it and take photos for social media, and will be discussed at future meetings of the House Committee.
Trunk or treat will be held in the parking lot on Halloween. The event will start at 5 p.m. Volunteers are asked to arrive around 4:15 to 4:30. A movie will be shown and hot dogs and beverages will be available for purchase. Candy donations are needed, as Eric said, and can be made in the member relations office. An additional handrail will be installed on the opposite wall of the existing handrail on the stairwell coming up from the gym, one on each side. Because anyway. Yeah, outside walkways are being addressed and will be corrected with non-slip coating. Our next meeting of the House Committee will be November 6th at 1:30, and everybody's invited to come and find out what we're doing. And give us some comments.
Thank you, Judy. And for those of you that haven't noticed yet, if you see our new artwork, you can thank Mr. Greg Stark for that. You did a fantastic job. Thank you. All right, member communications, Greg Stark again, and I see Sandra is here.
Yes, Sandra is here. Please.
Wanted to mention a few different things that have changed or things that we've done in the committee recently. You may have noticed if you're on the official Facebook, MLCC Facebook page, that we tightened, updated, and cleaned up the rules for etiquette, partly because of the political world that is going on right now. We have taken down a couple of political posts that we don't feel are appropriate to be in the club. It is okay to have flags outside your house and all of that for the 90 days prior, but we didn't feel it was appropriate to have it on the Facebook page because the discussion that starts is not always the best. So there has been an update to the etiquette rules, primarily about that, but a couple of other things as well. You can see them on the Facebook page. They do come out at the first of every month. The inn, which I'm really excited about because I've stayed there and I've had family stay there. The website has also had updated pictures so far of what the rooms look like, and they're looking really good. They're looking very, very much like where I travel around the world and what I've been seeing lately. So I'm really pleased to see how much it's changed. As to the pictures on the wall, yes, Greg, thank you. One of the things I like about the new pictures on the wall, two things. They brand us. They tell people who come here what this place is like instead of having pictures that are not related to the community. And the color is kind of nice to have something besides the brown and the beige. So there's a pop of color and something nice for that. We are adding a did you know section to the newsletter. For example, I think I lived here 6 or 8 months before I knew that I could get my invoices online from the website. There are various things that we don't necessarily communicate as well. Sometimes it's about rules, sometimes it's about what's happening here. So we are going to add a do you know section to the newsletter. We were talking about passive income and butts and seats. That was Susan Rumshauer's phrase, was butts and seats. We did do a practice. Those of you should have all received in August, at the end of August, you all received a coupon mailer at home, and it was a 15% off. It got delivered to the addresses here. If you have your mail go to another address for the club, you did not see this. But for all the addresses here in the community, there was a coupon to come up. There was a coupon that advertised the inn. If you didn't get it, we need to check what address you have, where you get your invoice. Some people do. It comes out through the post office, and they may have missed some, but approximately 1,100 go out. That was a test run. It helps to identify who's living in the community, and for those people who are renters and don't know that the club restaurant is an available public restaurant, or that the inn is available publicly and such, it was a way to put that information out as well as draw them in. We are planning another one to a different community. I think we were talking about Skyborn to go out in January in a couple of communities. The post office has a fairly economical way of doing this. And it was a test run. It was not necessarily the best time of year to do it, but we wanted to see how it worked. Beyond that, we are talking more and more in the community or in the committee about how we get people to come up to events here. If you're like me, you probably only see your next door neighbors if you don't golf
on trash night, Wednesday night, Thursday afternoon, when you bring your trash cans back in the house. Watch for your neighbors. If you don't know your neighbors, that may be the time to meet them. To invite them to come up to bingo or karaoke, because it's usually the same people who come to all of that. So if you're the bingo player or the karaoke singer or the mahjong player or the bridge player, etc., you might want to reach out to your neighbors as you're taking your trash cans out or bringing them back in. That is another way to try and reach out. Otherwise, please come to our next meeting, which I believe is on November 13th. The issue with finance, we'll have to take a look. And in the San Gorgonio room at 1:30. Thank you.
Sandra, I have a question on the coupon thing. Any idea how many of those were redeemed?
44. 37 were from members and the others were from outside the community.
Okay, thank you. All right, cops committee. Anything on the cops committee?
No report, but you know, Dennis is back went out on, so he couldn't be here, but I'm hoping to get together with him to talk about the emergency preparedness here before long, so we will be discussing that.
All right, pool and rec, Sue.
I'd like to move to approve Colin Chapdelaine as a non-voting member.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those approved or all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any
I'd like to
opposed?
recognize Eddie Baxter.
Any opposed? Thank you. All right, that motion passes.
I'd like to recognize Eddie Baxter for the report.
Okay, for your viewing pleasure. We have a little rendering here I'd like to share with you. If you need, there's more paper, man. Thank you, Senator Stark. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So what you're seeing there is a rendering for the area out next to the aviator restaurant, which has been in a state of chaos.
Andy, could you use your number? Thank you.
For a long time, and what's that? How about that? Light bulb. Yeah, Steve, here we are. It's been in chaos for a long time. And so we have, at this point, two quotes. We're waiting for the third. And this one quote included a rendering that I'm sharing with you now, which is something that we're pretty excited about as it looks, and trying to get the other two quotes somewhere close to this. Price wise, just based on the landscaping and replacement of that 6-foot wrought iron fence around the entire property, because that's what it will require. Somewhere between about $74,000 and $90,000. Okay, so because this ADA project was a federal program, federal standard that required that restroom to be built, it also would go to the landscaping next to it and would be able to come from reserves. That's a mandate. Okay, so when you take a look at this rendering, it requires a little buildup going down the hill. And a couple of these quotes didn't want to include the grading. They wanted Mission Lakes to grade this property. And personally, I'm totally opposed to doing that because we're not graders. And so we've got to drill down on this and make certain that all these quotes will include the rough grading so that it gets leveled correctly. Aside from that, I think the two quotes that we received, and I think a third, right, Eric, is on the way in, is going to be somewhere in the ballpark. It's a big difference from what sits out there right now, and this is long overdue. And as Judy asked, where's the money coming from? Because it is a federal standard that restroom be put in. The way our laws read here, we can use reserve dollars to pay for that project. So I think that's a help. Let's see here. I don't think there's anything else on that right now. The date that we'd like to see this thing completed is in February, because I figure by the time we get the other quote, we get finance to approve, we get the board to approve, we get the project done, we're looking at least 60 days, maybe 90 days out before we can open it up, but it'll be a big improvement to what we have right out there now. Enough of that. Moving on to our Making Spirits Bright program, which is a Christmas program that involves our military personnel at 29 Palms. And we have about 20 families that we're going to try to provide gifts for this Christmas holiday. And it really results in about 60 to 70 gifts by the time you look at how many members of each family those 20 represent. So it's a big project. Last week we had Margaret Johnson, Peggy Baxter, Annie Hester, Cheryl Muncie, and Karen Pike met and assembled all these Christmas ornaments for this tree, which will be up in the clubhouse and be ready by the craft fair for our members to pick an ornament off and go out and provide gifts for that particular family member. It's a project that we've worked on a couple of years, and it's been a big success and a great program for our military group up in 29 Palms. Okay, moving on. The craft fair here at Mission Lakes is scheduled for November 10th. We have, I think at last count, about 20 paid customers. We're looking for a total of 30 to provide their wares at the craft fair, and we should meet that number by the time this fair goes on. Annie Hester is the event coordinator and will be managing that process. I think that's about it. Any questions on that rendering that I left you? It's just one of the three, but pretty representative of what it should look like, hopefully.
Would that be AstroTurf?
No, it's grass.
It would be grass.
Yep, and we cut down significantly on the amount of grass that we're planning to put in. And use Desertscape for most of this project, which will use less water, be easier to maintain, and still look, pretty good. So that upper tiered level we can use for a lot of different member functions and still keep it safe with the fencing that we have around the perimeter.
All right, thank you, Eddie.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, future planning committee, Brian, you have anything? Because Phil's not here. All right, somebody stood up here. Yes.
My name is Mark Florin. I'm with the Future Planning Committee, and I'm standing for Phil today.
Thank you.
With your permission, I'm going to read his report. The reference committee met on October 1st, 2024. Progress has been made on the front end entrance handicap parking project. The topography survey has been completed and the layout plan has been produced. The partial layout plan detailed 10 handicap parking spaces directly in front of the clubhouse. We expect completed plans by the first of the year. Progress has been made to replace the maintenance yard office structure. First, the Riverside County Department has expressed interest in conducting training exercises inside the existing structure before they partially demolish it. The remaining demolition and disposal will be by MLCC. Secondly, 2 informal proposals have been received to replace the office with a modular structure. These proposals will be further vetted at our next meeting, and it is anticipated that a formal request for proposals will be sent out for pricing by the first of the year. Future planning has been discussing the pros and cons of annexing MLCC into the desert of City Hot Springs. Desert Hot Springs. DHS City Manager, Mr. Frank Lucchino, will make a presentation to the committee at the next meeting. After that, a town hall meeting may be held to discuss this matter with the entire community. No decision on the matter will be made by the committee, but rather by vote of the membership and approval of the board of directors. A committee member contacted the Mission Springs Water District for an update to the septic and sewer conversion project. MSWD would like to hold a town hall meeting to discuss the project updates later this fall. Notification of such a meeting will be sent to the membership once the date is known. A committee member commented that reclaimed wastewater from the new wastewater treatment plant be used for irrigation of the golf course in lieu of well water. This will be investigated. Our next meeting is scheduled for November 5th at 1:30.
Thank you, Mark.
Question back here.
Yeah, Hank,
Many handicap spots are they proposing?
so I just heard Eddie say 10.
Yeah.
Directly in front here. Right. So what happens with sunrise service? They're gonna move it somewhere else, or behind it, or how do you get to them with no idea?
No, there'll still be room for that. They're gonna come out about 15 yards this way, so that flat area, nothing's flat out there, but I mean, you'll still have a lot of grass area there. I think it's proposed 8 handicap spots and 2 temporary spots. Short-term parking. There's also a plan in place that future planning is not working on, but the board's been looking at is putting 8 to 10 car parking spots right out here, right outside the lounge area or the outside patio, right there in that desert scape as well. So straight across from the handicap parking.
Thank you, Eric. All right, old business, you wanna,
I'd like to move to approve a wine tasting and pet adoption for the afternoon of December 7th on the patio.
Second.
all right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes, it's different than what it says there.
7. There a men's tournament or women's tournament, when we talked about this in.
I'm sorry, what?
Men's golf, or women's golf tournament that weekend.
The men's member is that weekend.
Is what,
Yeah, so she just said the men's member tournament is that same weekend?
so where do they come from their lunch?
So the pet adoption is gonna be on the patio. The member will be in here.
It's still the 14th though.
Right.
No, you guys can veto it. I just,
Okay, I'll amend that for the 14th, which is the women's member and the member Christmas party.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I amended to the 14th from 11:30 to 12.
2.
so I did try to reach out to this member. I haven't gotten in touch with them yet on the meetings, but on this, just trying to change the date on this.
They're out of town right now.
Okay,
Probably a good reason.
what was the date you said?
I'm watching it out.
The
Probably a good
14th
reason.
from 11:30 to 2.
The 14th is what's on the paper. What
Right.
did you say?
Well, no, Eric said I have to keep it like that and we can discuss and we can table this or we can disapprove it.
So it's a charity event
Right.
that they want to put on. They're offering a wine tasting and things like that. It's actually not free. I mean, it's $20, but that all goes to charity.
I'm all for it.
No, I,
But hold on. Okay, you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
So they're doing a wine event, it's a wine and beer event, and this ultimately was for the dogs. But they're packing it in between 2 pretty major events that we have. So I
Okay.
think, I'd like it, I hate to see us pack that much together. I mean, we've got, is it member, right, Sue?
Member and the member Christmas party.
Right, so we were able to get them to go in earlier, because they were gonna come out and do this later, which would be silly, because you're trying to give away dogs, or have people adopt dogs. But a couple hours after the ladies member. So you kind of lost that whole crowd. And then we have our Christmas party that night. So I don't know how many people are gonna come in and adopt a dog after golfing all day. And then also before they come to a party at night.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. What do you guys want to do?
I want to discuss and agree with Brian. We've had this before where we've had multiple events and it has not been very successful. I firmly believe that we should not have this on the 14th. I think it's a great thing to have, but why do we have to have it in December? It's a wine tasting and pet adoption. I just think the 14th is a bad day to do it.
Pets, then let's do it on the day when we're actually gonna adopt. some pets, not just someone.
Can't hear.
All right, repeat yourself, Brian. I didn't have you up to the microphone.
I was just saying, if the purpose is about the dogs, I'm all for the dogs. But if, it seems to me the purpose is more about the wine and beer than the dogs, because if you're doing it about the dogs, we wouldn't have two events on either side of it. You don't adopt a dog and go to one event, or leave one event, adopt a dog.
Okay. All those in favor? All those opposed?
Nay.
Brian, you gonna vote?
I voted aye, by the way, just because I'm contrary.
Okay. Dennis, you have a vote? For which side? You voting to approve or you voting to deny? To approve, so we have two approvals and three nays. All right. All right, then the motion will not carry.
Did you vote?
I didn't vote.
Why not?
I was gonna vote no.
What then? Then vote no.
Then I'll vote no.
So-
4-2
So you did, I mean, we voted against it, okay, for that day.
for that day, right?
I will reach out to this
Just
group and
that
see
day,
if
correct.
we can switch it to a different day.
Yeah, awesome.
I think we'd be for the event, but just not that day.
Yes. Agree.
Right, agreed. All right, yes, sir.
I agree, I support that kind of stuff too, but December just didn't seem right.
I agree.
February would be great.
Valentine's Day, how's that?
Just to be fair on this, Cheryl Lake, who's running that, or I don't know if she's running it, Sue's probably running that tournament. She reached out to this group to get her to come earlier when the ladies, because the ladies don't have a lunch on the first day, the member. She was trying to get it to where the ladies come up, you know, to have a drink or whatever, and then they could be part of this, pause and forgot what the name of it was. But anyways, so she had talked to this person and she thought it was, if she moved it up to this time when the ladies got finished with golf, they could participate in it and all that, but we'll ask them to find another day. Oh, we have made that motion, so.
Yeah, nobody's against the event, we just, we're against the date.
A different day.
Correct.
I agree.
All right, new business. Who's doing the fees and fines?
And move to approve the fees and fines list.
A second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that motion carries.
I move to approve the new trail fees for 2025.
Second.
What is the amount of the new trail fee?
It's a $10 increase. Which differs from the 50% increase that I heard some people ask me, how the hell we did that? It goes from $660 to $670. For a single cart, for a second cart, it goes to $325.
$350.
From $350 from $325. So it's a little bit bigger increase for the second one.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that motion passes.
I move to approve Ronald Lauren as Inspector of Elections.
A second?
Thanks, Sue.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, that motion passes.
Signing that.
I know, I saw her earlier.
Is she here?
All right, do you have anything else, Eric? All right, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
We have to call a number?
Oh, number 9.
Okay.
Did anybody sign it? Is that you, Hank? All right,
Don't spend it all in one place.
All right, we have a
Oh, wait,
motion.
you have to spend it here.
we have a motion to adjourn the meeting. Any second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor? Good job.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you all for showing up. Appreciate it.
Safe travels, Brian.
Thanks, Brian. I'll call you back when we do executive. Bye.
Judy, thank you.
Brian on the phone.
No, I just hung up. I forgot to mention that. I was gonna ask him if he had anything to ask.
Yeah.
Here, I'll call him back right now.
No, yeah, I just want to, the little one, you
Yeah.
didn't let me
Yeah, no,
get him.
he's a little pain in the ass.
No.
Yes, he is.
You leave Brian out of this.
But he just wouldn't let me get to him, he kept running under the
Yeah.
bed, so I just.
Yeah.
Oh, and a nice walk, she was related, got him to calm down a little bit.
Yeah.